Hello, this is Lincoln Easley here, and today I'm going to be going over a Marlin lever action rifle 45 Henry, and the class is FFT 231 week 2, and this is a very unique rifle. So the first thing I'm going to go over is where you can find the schematics and the information on this rifle. Henry has a website that you can go to that has everything on this rifle. This rifle and many others like it. I also printed off the schematics to the rifle, so they're all right here. So you can easily look them up, and I'll have the link below. I also have the Henry handbook. So this Henry handbook comes with the rifle free of charge, and it's got all the information, photos you call. It's got email addresses, and so that way you ever have to get a hold of Henry. I call them up, and they're easy to get a hold of. I talk to them about the rifle. And there's a lot of information, a lot of history on this rifle. Henry was the one that designed and built this rifle. His name was Benjamin Henry. And he designed this rifle to be the rifle that you could load on Sunday and shoot it every day of the week. I mean, that was his goal when making this rifle. There's also the Bible's Hand Guide to Firearms, Shooter's Bible. And they actually have a section on the Henry rifle, so you can easily go there to find what you need on the rifle. So before we even touch the rifle, before we do anything, we are going to make sure it's not loaded. So first things first, we're going to pick up the rifle, and to check it, we're going to go through, check there's nothing coming out of the chamber, there's nothing in there. So as you can tell, there is nothing in the rifle, and it's completely unloaded. Now, this is what this whole thing's about, is what is this made of? How did this thing come to be? Because obviously you cannot make a rifle out of thin air unless you know what you're doing. And there's a lot of math, there's a lot of science, there's a lot of chemistry involved when making these beautiful works of art. So to me, this is not just a firearm, it is a work of art. It's one of a kind. There's nothing else in the world like it because it is the only one that sits here right in front of me. And I'm not saying that there's not others like it, but when one is made, it becomes very unique. It becomes customized to whoever is the shooter, whoever is the user of the rifle. I do a lot of cowboy action shooting, so this works really well for me for competition shooting. So, going to what the rifle is made of. So, obviously, this particular rifle, and it's the only one that I have out of my entire collection, is brass. So, we do have hard case brass on the rifle. There's also on the butt of the rifle as well. The buttstocks are actually walnut. It is made in the US, so this rifle is made and manufactured in the US, and that's the beauty of this rifle. The value of this rifle is very unique because in California this rifle is next to impossible to get. I had to have this rifle shipped from Louisiana all the way to California, and I had a very good deal on it. I managed to buy this for $900, and they go as much as $1,500 to $2,000 in California. So it is quite a steal when you get a rifle for that kind of price. The alloys that the rifles are made of is sometimes they're made of silver. There's also there may be some aluminum, but I highly doubt there's any aluminum alloys in there. There is iron. So yes, it does have hard case iron. It is casted and it has a good iron, so that way it will keep it nice and strong. It has an octagon barrel, which that is, if you look at the barrel, it has nice octagon barrel to it. It's not rounded like you'd see in some rifles where they're rounded barrels. The octagon barrel, in my opinion, is the best. This is what you want to get. It is a lot heavier than my Marlin. It's a lot more durable, so it will do what I need to do. My Marlin also has designs that are engraved on it, but I could do that myself. I do laser engraving, so I'd be able to laser engrave it and do what I need to do. It doesn't have any additional engravings on it, so there's nothing that's also engraved on it. The other thing is it is deep blued, so this is a blued rifle. And you want your rifles in blued. I mean, you can't go wrong not having your rifles blued. It will protect you from the elements, it'll protect you from weather. The last thing you want is weather to hit this rifle and corrode this rifle to death. You just don't want that. This rifle holds 10 plus rounds, 10 plus 1 rounds. So that is really nice with this rifle. You can't go wrong with that. Back in the day when these rifles were first made during the Civil War, and 1860 when Benjamin Henry made this rifle, he wanted to make a rifle that you could take out and shoot every day. So he created a really good, high quality rifle that is capable of being shot every day, where you can load it up on Sunday and have it ready to go the next day and every day of the week. So that's what his goal was when making this rifle. It was not just preferred in the military, because military soldiers love this rifle over most all other rifles. And it originally started out with black powder, so you could tell it was pretty durable before they went to smokeless powder. And then the civilians were also pretty popular with the outlaws. A good example is Jesse James, Billy the Kid, Wyatt Earp. A lot of these guys were very popular with these particular rifles and liked these rifles a lot, and they were very happy with these rifles. So lawmen back in the day really enjoyed these rifles. In fact, I would even call this rifle the AR-15 of the Wild West. It was even known as the rifle that won the West. So it's quite a unique piece of art and very well ahead of its time. They do not jam up. They're designed not to jam. They're designed to run really well and have very few problems. Otherwise, other elements this rifle could be made of. I mean, it could be made of silver. There's other color castings that could be in it. But that's about everything that there is when it comes to the manufacturing and the design of the rifle and what it's made of. It is a tube-fed rifle, so it does have a brass tube that is in the rifle for reloading. So you load the rounds and it's all ready to go. This one holds 45 long Colt, so it does hold some pretty good sized slugs, and you can't go wrong with that. And I really enjoy this rifle a lot. I don't have any slugs on me at the moment. I do have one, I think, right here. So here is a 45 slug. It is loaded and ready to go. It's a 160 grain bullet, so it is a smaller bullet. So this I would probably use in a revolver. I wouldn't use it in this because you could actually damage your rifle shooting a slug too small. So otherwise, this is the whole thing of the manufacturer, the operation of the rifle and how it's made, how it works, the operation behind it, and what it is used for, the history behind it. And this is probably one of my favorite rifles out of all my lever actions. I mean, I do have a Winchester 357, I have another Marlin, I have a 22, and this here is the one that takes the cake. I would love it if I have a whole collection of Henrys, but they are very hard to get and they're very expensive in California. I had to have this one shipped all the way from Louisiana, and I got it for a really good deal. They're valued between, they're about $900 to $1,500 for a rifle, depending on where you buy it and what gun stores you buy it and what state you buy it. When I bought it in Louisiana, I got it for a really good deal for about 900 bucks. I had it shipped over here, so it came out to about $1,200 by the time it was all done. But if I were to pay for this in California, you're looking at anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 for this particular rifle. So that's why I got this for a really good deal, and I got it for a steal. I put it on the credit card, and I had to have this rifle when I bought it. So I was really happy to get this rifle, and I'm actually looking forward to testing this out in the cowboy action shoot that I'm about to go on to see how well it works. Anyways, this is my video on casting and the design of the rifle, and have a great day.